2 months ago, I watched a leadership team buy a new AI hiring stack. New ATS, AI screening, auto shortlists, interview summaries, you name it. It was the lot. They thought they'd move faster. Instead, they got 3 times more candidates, the quality of their applications got worse, and the hire they actually eventually did make, well, it took them longer than before. And you see, that is the trap. Most AI tools don't make your hiring better. They simply make your hiring louder. I'm Konstanty Sliwowski, and I help leaders make people decisions they can trust. So let's talk about AI. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not anti-AI. I build with it, I use it, but I've also watched companies treat it like a shortcut instead of a decision support tool. So in this video, I'll show you why most AI hiring tools fail and what to do instead if you want hires that actually perform. Sam Altman recently wrote something that should bother every busy leader out there. After you have established product market fit, you should probably be spending between 1/3 and half of your time hiring. Now, just think about that for a moment. The person at the frontier of AI is not saying automate hiring, delegate hiring to AI so you can forget about it. He's actually saying hiring is a leadership job, a high leverage job. So here's the uncomfortable question for you. If AI is solving hiring, why do the best leaders in the field of AI still spend so much time on it? And Sam Altman is not a unique representation of this. Mark Zuckerberg is also on record as saying that hiring is the highest leverage job that a leader can do. You see, the truth is that the hard part in hiring isn't the processing of candidates. It's actually identifying who you need in your organization and making a high quality decision in the face of uncertainty. Now, AI can accelerate hiring steps. It cannot replace the responsibility of a leader to make the right hiring decisions, to identify who it is that they need within the organization to move the needle. But there's another problem with AI that's even more dangerous than this. You see, AI doesn't remove bias. It simply scales it. And if you want an example of this that killed the fantasy of bias-free AI hiring, look no further than Amazon. They actually built an AI recruiting tool to score candidates. They wanted a machine that could basically take a pile of CVs and spit out the top 5. It didn't work. It learned patterns from biased historical data, penalized resumes with terms like women's chess club, and the project was ultimately scrapped after internal concerns about gender neutrality. And this is the point most teams miss. AI doesn't create truth. AI simply learns patterns. And if your past hiring was messy, biased, inconsistent, or driven by pedigree, the model simply learns that. So when someone says, our AI reduces bias, my next question to them is simple. How do you know? Because regulators are already starting to ask the same thing. The EU AI Act classifies hiring systems as high risk, requiring transparency and human oversight. The EEOC has also been clear on this point. AI tools must comply with the same anti-discrimination laws as human decisions. So no, AI is not a free pass or a compliance shortcut. If anything, it actually creates more risk and raises the bar for governance. But even if you solve for speed and bias, there's a deeper problem that kills most AI implementations. You see, your problem is not the AI, it's actually the brief. When teams tell me we need AI to fix hiring, what they usually mean is hiring is taking too much time and they don't trust their own process. So they reach for automation. But here's what I see when I audit the role they're hiring for. Fog, assumptions, misalignment. Not because people are lazy, but because nobody sat down and actually forced the hard conversation, the hard decisions. What is this job here to achieve? What outcomes must happen in the next 6, 12, 18 months for us to know that we made the right hire? What evidence would actually make us say yes with confidence? Now, if you can't answer those questions, AI has nothing solid to optimize. It will still produce output, a shortlist, a ranking, a recommendation. But it's like doing accounting on made-up numbers. And that's where Peter Drucker's quote hits hard. There is nothing so useless as doing efficiently that which should not be done at all. Now, most teams are using AI to get efficient at the wrong thing. More candidates, more movement, more activity, but still no clarity on what good actually looks like. This is why I keep coming back to the one foundation. Before tools, before sourcing, before interviews, write the blueprint, the mission, the outcomes, the competencies that the job requires. Not a job description, but a true measurable definition of success. Because when success is undefined, every conversation turns into opinions, and that lack of clarity shows up most painfully in the one place that matters most. The interview is where hiring quality lives or dies. And here's the awkward truth. Most interviewers are not trained interviewers. Robert Walters reported that less than 40% of hiring managers have received any formal interview training. SHRM puts that number even lower at only 23% of managers. So it's no surprise that AI interviewing would feel like the fix, but the truth is it isn't. We forget that as humans, we look for the human connection, the real interaction, and crave to know who will basically sit around the proverbial fire with us. And AI cannot replicate this. I sit in on 50 plus interviews a month to basically analyze and audit and coach interviewers. The failure here is rarely in the questions list, though that is a topic for another video entirely. It's what actually happens after the first answer. You see, good interviewing is in the follow-up, in clarifying ownership, pressure testing trade-offs, getting to facts, creating rapport, and creating a real sense of who you would be working with. A bot can't do that well, and it definitely can't do that while building trust with a strong candidate. And this matters a lot. You see, research reports a 15 to 20% candidate drop-off during interview processes. With an AI interviewer, that number is even higher, sitting at between 25 and 30%. And yes, there is some research that suggests that AI interviewers generally show higher accuracy in predicting job performance than human interviewers. But that's honestly hardly surprising, given that AI enforces a consistently structured process, where most human interviewers are untrained, unstructured, and inconsistent. The downside, though, is that top talent drops out when there is no human connection, and offer acceptance rates plummet when AI does the interviewing. So the move here isn't to replace interviews with AI, because the human connection is incredibly valuable, especially if you want to bring on that top-rated talent into your business. This is also why Sam Altman and Mark Zuckerberg spend even as much as half their time personally hiring. If you want to hire great people, you need to get personally involved. And the move here is to train your interviewers, to structure the interview, and then use AI to support on things like notes, summaries, debrief quality. But is that all AI is good at? Well, maybe not, but here are 3 simple questions to ask yourself before you deploy any AI in hiring. Number 1, what decision does this improve? Not what task it automates. What decision becomes higher quality? Number 2, will the human experience improve? Will it enable a human connection? Will it provide a positive candidate experience? And will it reflect positively on us as an organization? And number 3, how will we audit this? Bias, false negatives, false positives, candidate experience. If you can't measure the impact, you're simply gambling. Ask yourself these 3 questions and AI has a chance of becoming real leverage in your business. Skip them and AI will become a very expensive way to feel productive. And if you got this far, hit subscribe to help this channel grow and check out my next video linked here.